Hey guys, Eric Ash, owner and head coach of Vintage Boxing Gym. This video is to show you guys what to expect when you come to Vintage and what things you need to do. All right, so what can you expect when you ride to Vintage? You can expect a diverse, family-friendly environment that is welcoming. This isn't a pressure place where you feel like you have to spar or have more contact than you desire. That's why we have the levels here. We have level 1, which you've signed up for. And then after you've taken the required number of classes, you'll move on to level 2. And then at your option, you can move on to level 3, which is competitive classes. So what should you bring to Vintage when you show up? You're gonna show up with a pair of flat shoes, maybe Chucks or Vans, a pair of shorts, or leggings, whatever you feel comfortable in, a tank top, a t-shirt, and then make sure you bring plenty of water. That's super necessary so you don't get dehydrated when you're in here. You will sweat a lot when you're in here. Talk to our staff about wraps and gloves that you'll need for your class. Super important that you guys come in here ready to rock and roll. After you get your gear for the first time, make sure that you guys show up to class wrapped and ready to roll. It's super important so you don't disrupt the time for everybody else. All right guys, we're gonna wrap our hands now. So we're using the Vintage wraps. These are 180-inch wraps. They're super good, they're elastic, and they're great for protection, okay? So I'll show you all the numbers to use when we do this. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that this part is down, okay? Around the thumb, I'm gonna go 4 times around the wrist, going up the wrist, and then 4 times going back down. It's very similar to doing a ace bandage. So once I get here, I go across the knuckles and behind the thumb. And I use the ledge behind the thumb to go between the fingers. So now we go between the three times between the fingers here. Once I do that, I clean it up and I go over top of that around for the knuckles to create a pad. Here, 4 times for the knuckles. Once we do that, I'm gonna put some protection for the thumb. I'm gonna do a figure 8 twice for the thumb. Back around. There's the figure 8. And then I'm gonna go back down the wrist to finish up. So the wrist, the thumb are the 2 areas that you get the most injuries in boxing. So we wanna have a lot of wrap around the wrist and the thumb. And that's how you wrap hands. Boop. All right guys, let's get started. We're gonna start with the foundation, our feet. Boxing is all about balance. So I'm on this diagram here. I'm a righty. I'm gonna step my left foot forward and my right foot back. If you're a lefty, it's your right foot forward, your left foot back. I'm gonna raise my arms up. I'm gonna put my elbows on my rib cage, and I'm gonna make sure my hips and my shoulders are in line with my feet. I'm gonna turn. Now I'm in my base 45-degree stance. When I want to go forward, I use my rear leg and I take a half step forward with my front leg. I'm going to push off my back leg, forward. And then I'm going to step back, pushing off my back leg, my front leg, and go back. And just only half step increments. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. When I want to go left, I use my left foot first. When I want to use right, I go my right foot first. So I push off my right leg, go to the left. Push off my left leg, go to the right. All right, now that we're in our stance, we're gonna work on our jab. Our jab comes directly from our elbow. I don't let my elbow fluff out like this. I'm not a chicken, okay? So my elbows are in. When I throw the punch is from the elbow. I only take a half step and I push off my rear leg. Okay, so now the punch is fully extended. My shoulder takes the place of my fist, and my fist is turned over, and from my wrist, from my shoulder, it's locked like a 2x4. Okay, when I bring my hand back, my foot comes back with it, and now I'm in my base stance. All right, now that we've learned how to throw the jab, we're gonna work on throwing the straight. The straight 2, that is your rear arm, okay? So there's no step with the straight, it's a pivot with your rear leg. So I start with the pivot, extend my right arm out fully, boom. Same thing as throwing the jab. My right shoulder is now my protection, my palm is turned down, my wrist to my shoulder is straight like 2x4, and the weight still is on the back foot mainly. As I recoil back, come right back to the 45-degree stance, back in position. Let's move on to the hook. The hook can be thrown in many variations. I'm going to show you 2 variations of the hook. Palms down and vertical fist. It starts with a pivot with the lead leg, and I roll to my arms parallel. So as the punch starts, I roll from my guard into position. You can see my arm is parallel to the floor, I've pivoted, and my arm is at a 90 for maximum power. I can change the radius of the hook by bending at the bend at the elbow. Here, as I bring my hands down, go right back to my stance. That's the palms down hook. The vertical hook is when I throw and create my vertical fist here. Vertical fist, palms down fist. Vertical fist. I like using this hook when it's a longer hook to protect my thumb. Back, vertical, palms down. Both pivot. The longer the punch, the less the pivot. Okay, now let's put the punches together. I'm gonna start with throwing the 1-2. So I'm gonna step and turn. As I bring my right arm back, my left foot comes back to the base position. 1, 2. Step, turn. Step, turn. Okay, we'll add to that. We're gonna add the 1, 2, and the 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Make sure that your head is straight forward and you're turning on your spine. Don't let your head move with your shoulders. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I can't wait to see you at your first class. Please come up to me and say hi.